Hey everyone, and thank you to tuning in to Chasing Nurse Riri. So I know that I've been so far behind as far as posting my videos and everything, but this class has been one of those classes. So I'm currently in mental health. I told you guys that previously. And it has really been tugging at my mental status. It has been really challenging for me to stay on topic, to kind of keep up with everything that I have to do, like work, school, everyday life. I have friends that text me, call me like, hey, I haven't heard from you. And I almost want to say, do you understand what I'm going through? This class has just been, tugging at my heart a lot. So for most of the time I'm studying because I have to make sure that I stay on top of everything with the drugs and with the care, nursing care plans, nursing interventions for the patients that suffer from these disorders or illnesses and things of that nature. So I'm trying to make sure that I keep myself knowledgeable about the things that are going on. So that's another reason. Like if I'm not studying at school, at work, then I'm asleep. So I'm trying to find a way to balance it because this class, like I said, has really been a lot of information, a lot of work. I've done a lot of papers. It's just been a lot. Last week I did have a quiz, so I did okay on that quiz. It wasn't bad, but it was okay. Then on top of that, I had an exam too. I don't even want to tell y'all about that exam. Let's just say that I didn't do as well as I thought I did on that exam. That exam to me was extremely difficult, but it wasn't to the degree of I don't know anything that I'm doing. It wasn't that. For me, it's more so trying to prioritize the things I need to do, trying to focus on what's most important, and also trying to figure out, my phone fell. And it's also trying to figure out a good way to manage certain things. I can tell you like what type of medications you prescribe and things like that, but for a while I was getting my EPS mixed up with my serotonin syndrome. So I was trying to figure out what are my side effects, what would I notice, things like that. So for a lot of it, that's what my problem was. And I started to realize that. So I started to focus a little bit more on the things that I can pinpoint and say, hey, these are the things that I'm getting confused with. Mania, I was utterly confused about a lot of things with that, because for the most part, I'm trying to figure out why would I need to let them take naps frequently if we're trying to get them to have, 6 to 8 hours of sleep. So that was a little confusing for me. I understand it, but I don't understand it. It's like, okay, I want them to have 6 to 8 hours of sleep, so I don't want them to take naps. But I understand that since they're so manic, they need to have, short naps because of, the possibility of becoming exhausted. So as I said, I understand that. But when I'm reading these questions, I'm too much kind of like focus on what I want to say and focus on what's on this paper and trying to overanalyze every single question. So not only is that making me second guess myself, but it's also killing my time. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I'm making up questions or answers that's not even on the test. Like, come on, Maria, that's not even an option. So yeah, I really slightly driving myself crazy during these exams. So I didn't do as well as I wanted to, and I realized that. So when I went in for like remediation, where they sit there and they talk to you and tell you, to focus on what things you, what concepts you missed and things like that. She pretty much was telling me like, yeah, your select all applies. I see that you're struggling with that. I see that you are reading too far into the questions, So I'm sitting here like, yeah, I guess so. I can't see myself doing that because, even with one of the select all apply questions we had when it was like, oh, what is the most lethal way to commit suicide? And I remember reading like, okay, firearms, boom. So firearms is one of the answers. I know that for a fact. Then, okay, I had like 4 other questions. So it's 5 total options in the select all apply. So I'm like, all right, firearms, I'm gonna do that. So then it was like, okay, well, women are the most ones that will attempt suicide, but not actually be successful. Men are the most successful. So I'm like, all right, firearms. So what way do women try to kill themselves? And it's like overdose. So I see overdose on pills. So I'm like, bet, I'm picking that one. Not even realizing that it does say overdose on aspirin. So I'm like, oh, okay. I still picked it. I didn't realize the overdose on aspirin until after the exam. So then I was like, okay, well, bam, I'm going with overdose. I see drowning. I know that's not the most lethal way, but I'm like, okay, this is another way they can drown. This is another way they can die or commit suicide. So, okay, I'm putting drowning on there. Boom. So now, at this time, I got 3, right? 3 out of 5. So I'm like, all right. I happened to see jumping off a building, a tall building or whatever. It didn't say like how tall the building was, how high is it. So I was like, So I started thinking about that. What if we were talking about jumping off a building that's like not even that high? And then you probably jump off the building, break a leg or something like that. Bam. Let me talk about this overdosing. What if they get to the hospital in time and they're able to pump their stomach and all this? So then I start reevaluating my questions. I'm like, okay, even if you do a gunshot to the head, some people miss. Now I'm rethinking the entire question. So now I'm spending about 10 minutes on this question that I just completely started overthinking. So needless to say, I got the whole damn question wrong because I chose overdose on aspirin, jumping off a building, firearm, shoot yourself, and drowning, which those were not it. All of them except, the overdose on aspirin was not one. But because I decided to throw that in there, I got the whole dang on question wrong. And I know that one question didn't have anything to do with that failing grade. A little bit, but it was multiple questions like that on this exam. So I'm like, okay, multiple questions like this, I freaking failed the exam. It just, I don't know. I didn't want to fail the exam, but I did. I think on that last exam, I don't know, I think I got like a 71 or something. And I had friends of mine that were like, oh, I got a 59 and things like that. So I'm sitting here like, wow. I'm going to take my 71 and keep it moving. But it was really difficult to try to read this material, put things together from the lecture, from the book, from ATI, and just, use all those things toward this test. I'm just trying to figure out like how the heck to balance all this stuff, because I have multiple books. I have like the RN book that I'm trying to get ready to take the NCLEX. Then I got some ATI books over here. Then I have like other resources, and then I have my book that I paid $1 gazillion for. So it's like I got all these things that I'm studying with, but somehow it's not clicking enough for me to select the correct answer. So I know some of them I got right. So I know my areas of what I need to focus on as far as like safety and things like that, and pharmacological methods, what I need to prescribe for patients, what to look for. I'm working on that part or whatever. So that is that. So that was last week's exam. And then last week's quiz, which, you know, it was okay. I got to be on a last week's quiz. So that part was really good. That 71, that's definitely failing. But I'm working on it. I promise I am. I'm like really trying to get everything down pat. Even when she asked questions in the classroom setting, I'm like, yeah, I know that. I know this. I know that. I know you prescribed this lorazepam or diazepam for, you know, alcohol withdrawal. I know those things. But when it comes to getting to this paper and I get this exam, the exam is not on paper. But my point is, once I get this test in front of my face, I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm overthinking. I get anxious. And then I tend to not get as good as the grade as I want to. There we go. So I'm working on it. Because I definitely need to pass this class. One good thing I do know is I passed my clinicals. Last Thursday was our last day at Grady. That itself has been an amazing experience. Grady alone is like one of them places that you can talk to any doctor, any nurse, and they would flat out tell you, like, Grady is that place. If you want to learn something for real, get your hands dirty, really get educated, really get educated, Grady is that place. And for me, I was kind of sort of overthinking it. I'm like, I don't know about that. It's just going to be too much for me. Even day one, when I did that post about being there and just getting overwhelmed and being emotional, it was really emotional. And throughout this entire experience, it's been like really emotional for me. Each week I go in there and have, you know, patients that are 18, 19, 20, 21. And those are, you know, my kids' ages. It's just like, it's really heartbreaking. And that's one reason that I was like telling myself that I would never want to be a psych nurse. It's like, you can't help everybody. I mean, I understand you can't help everybody regardless. You could be a general nurse and not be able to help everybody. But when you see these conditions and these disorders that these patients are having, any psychosis and the schizophrenia and schizoaffective, bipolar, you know, mania, you just see so many different things and you're like, man, you can see something as bizarre as, you know, a patient that has 10,000 pairs of clothes on and having these hallucinations that they like this fire-breathing dragon, or that they're God, or that they were sent to this earth to set everybody on fire. You know, that you can see all these bizarre things and have all these bizarre conversations, but essentially I'm feeling like I want to help these people, you know, and there's nothing that I can really do but manage the care, you know. So that's why it hurts so much and it was so emotional for me, because I see these patients and I'm like, my child is the same age, and to see these episodes that they're having and displaying, the only thing I could do, I want to cry, but instead of crying, I'm sitting there, I'm like, you know, how can I provide therapeutic communication to this patient to make this situation better, or to get them to understand that I'm here for them. You know, I'm offering self. I am trying to understand what it is that they're going through. Trying to just be empathetic, because I know for a fact I could never put myself in those shoes to understand fully, but I want to empathize and I want to be able to sit there and listen, because sometimes they do need somebody to talk to. You know, seeing something as mild as, you know, a college student having an anxiety attack and they end up at Grady. And, you know, I suffer from anxiety. So I'm sitting here like, wow, you know, whew. It's good that I'm able to manage my anxiety, and I've learned how to come up with these different methods. So while I'm there and I hear somebody say anxiety, I'm a little bit more familiar with that. So I know that it really helps if you have coping mechanisms, if you have those things in place. Yes, family support works Family support is awesome. But if you have coping mechanisms, it helps you throughout the day. It helps you be a more manageable adult. Like, all right, yoga, meditation. I would ask them what their coping mechanisms are, And it's like, oh, I like to play basketball. I like to do this. I like to do that. Okay, great. Some of those things are really good, but what are some other things that you can do? I really push yoga, meditation, not just for myself, but for other people, because it really helps you understand what's going on in your inner self. It helps you to understand that it is vital for you to take a step back from life. Take a step back from everything that is going on and say, all right, let me just breathe. Let me just exercise. Let me just go to a total different place and just release. And that's what yoga does for me. Even meditation, it's like, you get to a more positive zone. It's not that you don't have any negativity going on, you don't have any bills, you don't have any stress. It's none of that. It's more so like, I know I have these things, but I have to be able to manage it. So I won't be on long-term medications. Or if I do have to be on long-term medications, what else can I do to help the effectiveness of the medication? And that's where, education comes in at. That's where that RN comes in. That's when it's like, all right, cool, let me educate this person, because as much as I want to say, hey, this is so simple, they know this stuff already, a lot of patients don't. A lot of people don't. So that's where I come in. And I enjoy that, to where I'm sitting there, I'm just talking to you like, hey, we have these handy dandy smartphones. Everyone got all these iPhones. Even if you got Androids, whatever, Samsung, whatever kind of phone you do have, it's a smartphone. So everything is about technology. So there are ways to help. There are self-managing groups. There are anxiety groups on Facebook, little different groups that you can join that will help you give, like, managing skills and things like that. There are apps. Oh my God, Calm app is so good. I tell people to use that all the time. It's pretty much just helping you breathe. It helps you throughout the day. Even at night, if you have difficulty sleeping, that helps. You just throw that on there. And I know I don't like the cricket sounds and all that trees rustling type stuff. I don't like all that, but I like the water waves. I like that type of therapeutic stuff. And it helps you, it calms you down, things of that nature. I also have yoga apps, because throughout our days, everyone can't get to the gym to do the yoga, or get to a class, get to LA Fitness, get to whatever the other little places are. They can't get to those places, Lifetime and all that. So they have these apps put in place for you to utilize them. So you can just simply do yoga in the comfort of your own home. Get you a little mat, roll it out there, and practice your yoga. Meditation is really easy, just to get your mind right. It goes step by step of things that you can do. There's so many variations into these apps. It's just amazing to me. Technology is great. So those are just ways that you can do that. So with seeing all the younger people coming in, having these breakdowns, saying how difficult life was, and they're 18, 19, 20, college students, it just, I have college students. My kids are. And even I was telling someone the other day, like around final time, my son to say, hey mom, this is just so difficult. I'm having a rough time. So when he tells me things like that, I don't take it lightly. I don't say, oh baby, you'll be okay, that's just life. I treat him as if he's transformed into my son/patient. So what I do is automatically go into patient mommy. All right, what are you doing to relieve your stress? Are you going to play basketball? Have you tried the breathing things I taught you? Are you drinking water? Because I need to make sure that you stay hydrated. I don't need your electrolytes being imbalanced. I don't need anything going on. So, and I also I made him some positive affirmations. So take out your positive affirmations, you read those. As crazy as it may sound, as simple as it may sound, it's minor things that can truly help you. And you reading a card that says, you are smart, you can get through this, you are strong, you've been at your worst, and you've been at your best. this is gonna pass. Just simple things like that, and just coping mechanisms and helping him and coaching him to get through that. It helps him a lot. But that's not all. I also have to make checks, family checks. Don't play with me about the welfare of my child. So I make sure that I go to LA and I make sure that I go see him. I need to touch him. I need to make sure that he's good. Let him know that I'm there, because family support is everything. Just having a support system in general is everything. And I try to explain that to people and express that and let them know that really helps. So when we're talking to our patients, we always ask them, so what's your support system? And you'll see a lot of people say, hey, I don't have anybody, or it's just me and my family, like their husband or wife or, mother or whoever that is. I let them know how important it is to have a support system. That's very vital. And a lot of people don't have that. A lot of family members turn their back on patients when they realize that they're suffering through these disorders, because a lot of times we don't think it's anything, but it is. And the more you educate yourself on these things, the more open you are to help others. So I'm gonna step off of that. But anyways, so that experience just helped me so much at Grady. And I'm really appreciative, because I could have had a clinical where I wasn't able to see the things that I needed to see. And I was able to full blown just see schizophrenia up front, like right there in my face. I was able to see bipolar directly in my face, And as much as I say people have bipolar, like in my family, they don't. But, you see all those things just directly in your face. You see the effects of lithium. You see the effects of Haldol. You see the effects of this Risperidone. You see all these things manifest right there in front of your face. You can actually physically talk to these patients. So I already felt like I had an advantage, And a lot of people are like, oh, I hate the school I go to and things like that. It's expensive. Yeah, it is. It is expensive. But the fact that they can allow you to go to these places and get this type of experience, I'm okay with paying that. Because if I hadn't gone to the school that I go to now, and actually been able to have that experience, what if I go out here in this world as a nurse and I have no idea what's going on with these patients? I have no idea how to talk to a patient that has schizophrenia, or I have no idea how to talk to a patient that has major depressive disorder. Like, what? I'm not doing anything. I'm not helping the patients if I have no idea about their condition. What if I just tell them, a patient that has major depressive disorder, oh, just get up, you'll be okay, you're just a little down and depressed. All of us get like that sometimes. I can't do that. I have to be able to communicate with that patient therapeutically, But anyways, as you can see, I really, really, really enjoy the class itself, and it really helped me to get through the things that I needed to get through for it. I call mental health my love-hate class, because I absolutely love the course. And I did not like my clinical at first. I really hated it. But after a while, it just made me understand, like, okay, wow, maybe I hate it because it's so real. Maybe I hate it because it was pushing me. Maybe I hate it because it was making me try to become a better nurse. So I loved it. So yeah, we are at week 7 right now. I took my CMS exam today, and I did awesome. Absolutely awesome. I had an 81 on the exam. I know a lot of people are like, oh, 81, that's not that good. It's a level 2, and I'm excited with my level 2, because a level 1 and below is not what you want, especially not going into your finals. But I have an 81, and that really boosted my grade up, As long as it brought my grade back up from that last exam, whew. Only thing I can think about doing was making sure that I had answered all my adaptive quizzes, I did all my practice A and practice B, where you go through on ATI and you just answer questions that's pertaining to mental health. You just keep answering questions. I did that so I can get it in my head as to how quickly I can answer questions, what questions I tend to struggle with a little bit more. So I really enjoyed that. I was able to do those type of things. And I haven't really, this is the first session that I've done adaptive quizzes for. And I didn't even realize that they really help you out a lot. So yeah, if anyone has like the ATI adaptive quizzes for whatever topic, definitely suggest using those because they're really helpful. You can kind of just filter it to whatever topic that you're in at that moment and go through, and it just conduct a whole little chapter or topics about what you're talking about, or questions that correlate to whatever topic you're talking about. But yeah, it's pretty good, definitely pretty good. And I'm just really excited. I got out of class a little bit early today. She let us go because that's all we did was take that exam. And I'm really happy about my score. It's my last week and I'm just really feeling good. We have class on Monday. We have our finals on Tuesday. And I'm just really excited. I want to pass this class at least with a B because I think I kind of screwed up the chances with an A from my last. All right, guys, I'm back. I'm sorry my phone died in the midst of me going on and on and on about this clinical experience. But pretty much I was just telling you guys about my final. My final is going to be next Tuesday. So it's going to be next week. And then I have class on Monday too. I guess we just got to prep for the final. And then I'll be done with this class. I have truly enjoyed it. But like I said, it's given me a much needed run for my money. A very much needed one. What I will do is definitely post on Tuesday. I'm sure they will release our grades on Tuesday. If they don't release our grades on Tuesday, then I'll make a post on Wednesday because I do want to let you guys know what I ended with, if I passed it. No, I am going to pass it, but what I ended with, that's exactly what I want to let you guys know. So I will do that on Tuesday. In the meantime, if you guys have any questions, concerns, want to give me some insight, anything like that, I always encourage everyone to send me questions, drop questions, comments, whatever it is, because I mean, it's a learning experience for me. I know there are other ways to learn and to grasp information. If anybody have any test strategies, definitely help me out with that. I would love that because my test anxiety is ridiculous. It definitely is. But I definitely will post. My next class I'm going into is critical care. So I'll be at ICU at Emory. So definitely going to see how that goes because I've been shopping around to different little hospitals. So I think this will be a good experience as well. And I'm going to continue to post about it too because remember, it's my last year and I'm definitely excited. So like I said, make sure you subscribe. Make sure that you post me questions, comments, all that good stuff. And let me know if you have any questions. So until next week, I will see you guys next week. And I definitely will post and let y'all guys know how I did on my final exam. All right. And thank you for tuning in to Chasing Nurse Riri. See you guys later. Bye.